back, everybody. Sorry for the long time between videos. Work bogged me down, and then really just trying to figure out the format, build up the character. Starting out with a battle here, you can see I've got a giant horde of Mamluk Cav off to the left, line of infantry in front, my Mamluk light cavalry back here, and then a whole bunch of archers off to the left. We are about to curb stomp some more of the Empire, and I'm going to show, I think in part A, how overpowered the Mamluk heavy cav is. They're expensive, yes, but they are fantastic. And also the amusing collection of lords who are going to be rotting in my dungeon. So with that, we will come back. And you can see right here, got my fancy helmet, got it off of a lord. And we're just moving everybody up into position. We outnumber these guys, I think 2 to 1. Very highly elite army. And let's go drive off their skirmishers. Although odds are my infantry with their javelins will do a fine job of that, but let's just help get rid of some of them myself. Oh, that was a swing and a miss. Never figures. Had no problem doing this a couple minutes ago in the last battle, and now that I'm recording, can't hit things worth a darn. Okay, let's get my horse cav off to work. Seriously, oh, that's a lot of throwing weapons. One of the better things you can do is just get your cav, F6 them. The AI does a very good job of setting up a Cantabrian circle with them, and they will proceed to just murder everything, as you can see. Get the infantry charging in. Archers are flanking, doing a fine job. Spear him. Break that up, and you can see they're getting a couple of our guys. Got a little bit too distracted hunting the Imperial light horse there, and you can see that we have just mowed them down. 3 casualties, 1 tribesman, 2 Imperial recruits, and a knight. So the knight's a little bit of a loss. I don't have a ton of them. They're the noble line. But you can see that we took 149 out to 10 losses, of which only 4 were fatalities. And this was not that much of a pushover. You know, a decent chunk of this was tier 3, 4, 5 units. The heavy cav is just phenomenal. More prisoners. So, not that I have a lot of prisoners. This is just the current raid. We've got Egan the Grey Falcon, Bellathor, Ironix, Kusar the Scholar, Mantios is now joining the list. I'm gonna pick through who I want to go throw in my dungeons. Oh, my kingdom for more prison capacity. You can see here just by who I'm throwing into my prison list that, you know, this was a pretty senior army. I'll just ditch all of the recruits. I am collecting these rusty fine steel Paramarians like nobody's business. This is the 3rd one. Very good long blade. Ooh, an Imperial long cape. I could get all fancy and get my Imperial on here. Don't know why I can't wear that as part of my other outfit. Fine scarf. I have a castle after all. Let's see what else is interesting. Anything else interesting? No, nothing too interesting picked up. That is okay. So what happened when I got this keep is we held Epicratia, I looked around, I'm like, okay, no reason why we would be stupid and pick a war with the Southern Empire. We've basically crushed the Northern Empire. Nice safe castle. I'll actually, sink a little bit of time and money into it, and then we went to war with the Southern Empire. Less than ideal situation. You are a Sturgian. I would like to collect you. Can't get them. You are fighting from the wrong side. It's tons of recruits. This is going to be disgusting. The only thing I want to have happen is I do not want to fight this near the town. The map sucks for my horse archers. Don't want to put them through that. So we outclass, we outgun them. I've got vastly better units, more of them. This is just going to be gross and disgusting. I'm going to send my cav off to the left flank across the river. And we're going to go try to snipe this guy. See if I can redeem myself after that last one. Yes! That's how we do it. Ooh. Is that my cav or their cav? Got us. Nope, you're shooting at them. That's just... That right there is somebody just saying he does not care about these people. And now the heavy cav is just going to go to town. I have no idea why they're hiding in the water. May as well get some archery practice in. How dare you throw things at my horses? I don't like it. That archer apparently didn't like it either. Ooh, you want to shoot at me. I will return the favor, my friends. And my infantry is now closing in. Let them have a little bit of fun. This is hilarious because of how deep the water is. And, as you can see, just my cav wrecked these guys. I guess in the grand scheme of things, hiding in the water was not the dumbest idea they could have had. Oh my goodness. Oh, he had quite the javelin collection there. No, we don't let anybody go. I might hang on to some of these recruits and Sturgian units. I'm close enough to Sturgian territory. They've got good infantry. So we lost an Imperial Caravan Guard. Whatever. Gained some bow skill, a little bit of stuff for me, a little bit of riding skill for them. Very good, some more prisoners. Take you, shove you in the garrison. And we've got a little bit of room here. You can become cav, you can become cav. I'll just take as many of these guys as I can who aren't the recruits. I always like having a cleaner army. But, that's what a castle garrison's for. Ditch the recruits, and we're outlimit again. The reason why I'm not taking all of the highest ranked ones is that I have no friendly town nearby. And so... throwing axes. Very nice. That means that I have to go for a long hike to dump the higher tiered prisoners. I've got some Flandian territory. I'll go over the map once we get back to the castle. But it's a little bit more work than when I saw this castle right next to Epicratia, and I was just like, this is fantastic. We're close to home. I even set up a foundry there, a smithy, and then war broke out and they apparently lost their keep. So, let's just go into the dungeon, manage some more prisoners. You can all go in there. I have Olek, Penton, Iara the Wanderer, Andros, Kusar the Scholar, Achios, Urik, Belethor, Ironix, and Mantios, all rotting in my dungeon. Yeah, this is fantastic. So I've captured, I'm going to go into the war score in a minute here. Out of our war with the Southern Empire, 12 prisoners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, this war is basically being persecuted solely by me. 10 out of the 12 prisoners are mine. Haven't done any sieges. I just don't have a big enough force. I haven't done any raids. Almost all this casualty count is mine. I think probably about 2,000 to 2,500 is the work that we've done. Roleplay-wise, they've instituted Sacred Majesty and Serfdom. And this, I think, is a fairly major affront to Uthal. So I'm debating, given how far away I am and that they're at war with the Southern Empire, we've got no holdings nearby, about whether or not I even want to be part of the Aserai anymore, or if I want to make a bid for independence. I'm thinking about it. Haven't really decided either way yet. We will dump the random units off in here. And so you can see my army here, 81 Mameluke Heavy Cav. Beautiful, beautiful hard-hitting units. 6 of these guys awaiting promotion. Handful of other guys. So my entire infantry line is basically derived from my companions. Got pretty decent armies. Our garrison here is up to 109 now. But here is the world as we see it. The Khuzaits have swept through the territory of Stygia. Stygia does not exist. The Northern Empire, I don't believe exists. We're at war with both, so I can't tell. So the Empire holds on to the Heartland. They've kind of consolidated. The Aserai capture Artesia. We had Epikratia and Mekalovia Castle. I still hold on to this. We have lost Hassan Folk to the Empire in the east. Would love to recapture that. It would be great to take a city that's relatively far away. The Valandians have grown a little bit. They've got Garantor Castle, Lagada, and the Battanians have chewed up the part of the lands that the Stygians have not. Let me save. And so we're at day 245, and that's what the map looks like. I started this underneath 1.41, so before some of the war stuff had been fixed. It's still a really interesting map. I was actually hoping that Stygia still held something, because I would have loved to have declared independence, picked a fight, and grabbed some of their stuff. If I can find a Northern Empire holding that still exists, maybe I'll declare for that, try to poach it out. Just take a quick look here. Southern Empire, Southern Empire. They've still got a couple thousand troops, so I'd love to know where they're at. Everything I see is nothing but the Southern Empire. You know, so the Empire, ironically enough, unified. Probably not in the way that the Western or Northern Empire would have wanted, but hey, everybody can't be winners. Would kind of be fun to go up against the Khuzait, see whose archers are actually better. Well, for the time being, I'm going to keep on with this foothold then, because I just don't think I have a winning proposition anywhere else. I would have loved if Revel had remained in Sturgian hands, would have loved to go after that. It's nice, it's isolated, there's a castle nearby. Basically could have holed up there and just kind of let things go by. So that's the position. We'll see. Let's see who else is it. Kingdoms. I need to hunt him down. Take him. Sorry for the pause there. So the Battanians are at war with the Western Empire. Basically doesn't exist. Khuzait are at war with Sturgia, who basically doesn't exist. And Vlandia's not doing much of anything. So yeah, it's kind of splitting out, 4 major players left in the world. So that's kind of where we sit that. In terms of the castle, it's only me out here, so keeping my loyalty up, prosperity is difficult, especially with them passing serfdom and road tolls. Not a winning combination. Loyalty's a bit low. It's because of the looted villages, -2. I picked up Nurthor the Silent because he was pretty decent. And most importantly for my purposes, he's from the Empire. So I get the loyalty bonus for the governor's culture. It was loyalty 20 when I came in here. Food's holding up okay. Prosperity's rubbish, but we've got Algamon and Gardens providing food. Militia's growing a little bit. Trying to keep that up, I'm in the middle of hostile territory. Security's great. Construction is what it is. Our castle I'm working on upgrading the training fields. Level 1 walls, I've spent some time when I acquired the castle, they were improving it. So the walls are there, but it is a major construction project. I do 30 a day. It needs 2,000 units. That's where the Empire's faction bonus comes into play, because it's 20% less. That's a significant number. The good news is, level 3 granary, level 3 workshops, level 3 militia grounds. Level 1 barracks, I've not found the barracks to matter very much at this point. Having good enough troops and the income to actually keep it at capacity, let alone dealing with food, I don't know. Training fields, I'm working on improving. It's a low rubbish experience bonus, 1. It takes... I will pick on you. Nope, I can't pick on you. Well, my Mameluke Cav, which are granted fairly high level, take 1,000 experience to upgrade. 300 in-game days to level them. It needs to work on the whole stack, and it needs to be greatly upped. I probably will go through Bannerlord tweaks in a little bit and up those rates to something more sane. Just the nature. The game's fast-paced, so having these really long timers doesn't necessarily make sense, given how quickly you can recruit and promote troops. Level 1 Fairgrounds, just the +1 bonus to settlement morale. I'd like to pump that a little bit more, but You know, not the end of the world. Hopefully no rebellion. My people are decent on loyalty if they stop looting me. That's why I came over here. And then we only have level 1 gardens. So I'm going to toss that next in the queue after the training fields. One big thing to keep in mind, doesn't make any more sense to dump up your reserve much above 10,000 when you've got the money. If you lose your castle, it's a waste of money, and it's only 250 coins a day, so that's 40 days worth of construction boost. Plenty of time to wander back here and throw more money in if you need to. Did we level up? We did. Ooh, leadership. And I don't know if security I'm not that worried about, so I'll just get the loyalty gain. And got some room still in my combat. Bow's got a little bit. Steward. Plus 10 party size, 50% more tax income. Those are okay. Medicine's plenty. Can always hire somebody to deal with siege. Lower wages is nice. I'm going to throw it into leadership. Eventually being able to convert bandits could be handy. Should I charm? You know what, tactics is being a pain. Sorry, rethinking this. You know what? I'm not capable of learning more writing. Now I can. Done. Okay. Let us wander over here. Hey, there is my very own caravan. Somehow still alive. Out doing trading. That is fantastic. Yeah, Men of Leadon, throw them into the garrison. Okay, let's make some more money. Just gonna see if there's anybody you might convert. I'll take the money, and I will hold on. I don't really want them clogging up, but the nobles might be worth it. Another 3K in the pocket. One other big tip once you start throwing around armies and everything else, I've got 40 mules, 9,000 carrying capacity, hundreds of food. If I were to disband my army and join another one, you know, pretty good way of gaining influence. They still aren't packing quite as much food as they probably should, so it's a great way of gaining influence. And as you can tell, I've got 143k. Even with the disruptions to my fief, I'm still making 370, even if I can hold neutral. You know, these last couple of battles I raked in 50, 60k. And I just like rounding things up to, you know, wholer numbers while I'm doing the things. Don't care, get these out of my inventory. Again, I usually like to keep things nice and clean. Don't necessarily have that luxury right now, and just with upgrading Mamluks, if I ever get a chance to go back to actually recruit, having a whole bunch of horses available, they'll just dump into that. I won't have to see that part visually again, and just I am buying every warhorse that I can find that makes these Mamluks $1,000+ a piece, which kills me to pay, but as you've seen, they are amazing in combat. Welcome to having better armor. Just want to see if I want to change out any horses. I don't technically have to, but yeah, I'll keep with my tile horse here. Dump all that. Dump all of that. And you'll notice if you've looked at my mods, I liked uniformity, so as much as I can, that's why I'm keeping some of these decorated shields, all that kind of stuff, and just keeping it around because it looks prettier. Nothing there. My wife is Sturgian, and that's stronger and a lot lighter armor, so that's good. Ditch that, keep that. Looks okay. These nail chosses look ridiculous, but we all have to make sacrifices sometimes. I do love the look of these northern brass bracers, just kind of dripping with gold and bronze. That model could use a little bit of improvement. Ditch that, keep that. Sorry, playing dress up, it happens. You are better than that. Okay. Don't need all of those. At some point I may run around with this two-handed axe. That could be fun. If I ever actually get into where I'm sieging, it could be fun to go clear the walls, because I've got pretty good armor throughout. Picked up this helmet. Kind of like my old helmet better, but it's one of the newer loot items you can now get, so I figured, what the heck? Let's go with it. And that could also be fun to play with. And I like the Pomeranian a little bit better than the arming sword. She's got the glaive, so having a shorter blade here I don't mind. And he's got the Spatha. Which we will trade out. And I'll hang on to that for me if I'm going into a closer combat situation. Okay, well, we sold a ton, spending a ton of money, but we've got better equipment throughout. And since I don't see anybody around, I'm going to disband and let them do their thing for a while. Oh, good. Picked up a horseman. Love to take that, but not right now. Okay, I'm going to swap over to the loyalty gain. Let's see if we can keep pushing this up. So that's kind of the state of affairs of where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and pause recording now, get this video loaded up just because I know it's been a while, but just wanted a chance to show you what I've been up to, where we're at, what the state of affairs in the world is. Take care, everybody. Cheers.